Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to our class. I am your instructor Adil Raza and today we have to learn an SLO from grade 6 and it's our unit 11. So let's find out what our today's SLO is about. So here our SLO is about the reading and critical thinking, the competency of reading, and it's our lecture 3C, and the main topic which we have to cover in this SLO is the timeline of the events. So let's read the SLO. The SLO states that interpret and integrate information from a variety of sources, picture cues, timeline, storyboard. In this SLO, we will focus on in this lecture on the timeline. What is a timeline? How to make a timeline and how we can use timelines in making different texts. So let's go further. Here we have a brainstorming activity. So let's read what the brainstorming prompt is. How to organize events in a sequence. So students, let's think about a thing. You have to organize some events. You have to organize, let's suppose we can say that you have to organize your own lifeline. So how can you organize the events of your life? When you go to the first school, when you got the 5th grade certificate, when you go to the high school, so such type of things. So how can you organize all these events at the one place? So here come the timeline. The timeline is used for such type of organizations to organize the events from earliest to, we can say that, the least things. So this is how the timeline is used. The timeline is used for this purpose, to organize the events. So let's read what the timeline is. A timeline is like a picture story of what happened, but in order from the earliest to the latest. So this is how the timeline works. You can witness such type of timelines in your history books, such type of things that we can say that the dynasty empire of the Mughal starts from there, and then the first emperor, then the third emperor, then the fourth emperor, and with their dates. So this type of things are actually considered as the timeline, and they are used to present the actions or events or happenings from earliest to the latest part. It helps us see when things happened and how they are connected. So timeline helps us to understand the things, how these things happen, when these things happen, and the connectivity between these things. So let's take an example, like there is a timeline of the boy Asan when that boy take birth on the 2009, and then when he was age or 1 or 2, what he was doing, he start walking, we can say that it was the time of 2011. When he wear a costume, he goes to a fancy dress party in his school, it was the date of 2013. And then he start his grade 1, or we can say that he pass out from the grade 1, it was the time of 2014. So this is how we make a timeline. This is how we present the actions or things in a timeline. I hope you guys have understand what is a timeline and how to present different happenings in a timeline in the form of a picture story. So the timelines are used in non-fiction text frequently, in the history books, in geography books, and in we can say that in very diverse manner in sciences etc as well. So this is the classroom activity. Like the essence timeline, what you have to do, you guys have to make your own timeline. When you got birth, when you go to first school, what you have to do when you celebrate your birthday. So such type of things which you have to mention in this timeline, and to make the timeline in the form of classroom activity. So let's go further. Here we have a simulation link. This simulation will also help you to understand the timeline in a more compact and better way. So kindly watch this video. The link is in the description box. So let's go further. Here we have a worksheet. So kindly pause this video and attempt this worksheet according to the understanding of the timeline which you have gained through this video. Let's go further. Here is a homework. In this homework, what you have to do, you have to make a timeline of happenings which happens in your lesson of this chapter. What you have to do, you have to read the chapter, and then you have to identify the happenings from that chapter, and then you have to arrange them in a chronological way according to our timeline with the illustration. So this is the homework which you guys have to do. Here comes the resource pack. This resource pack will also assist you to achieve your SLOs in a better way. You can access these resources through the link in the description box. I hope you guys have understand what the timeline is, why the timelines are used, and how we can make timelines. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.